Okay, so now this is one of the more difficult examples, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. First is to list all the possible rational roots. So negative 21 and 2 are the things we're going to find factors of, 21 and 2. So 21 has factors 21, 7, 3, and 1, and 2 has the factors 1 and 2. So any combination of this can work. So that means the possible factors are 21 over 1, 21 over 2, 7 over 1, and 7 over 2, 3 over 1, and 3 over 2, 1 over 1, and 1 over 2. So these are all the possible, and the plus or minus for each one. That's a lot of factors. So what we want to do is we want to test them, and we want to be kind of smart about the which ones we try, or else this could take us a really long time. So what I want this number to be here is 21, and 21 is a smaller number than 41. So I need to either be multiplying times a fraction, or I need to get this 41 down by having a bigger number here. And it looks like that will probably be a method that'll work. So I'm going to try a number like 2. If I bring down 2, 2 times 2 is 4. Negative 5 plus 4 is negative 1. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Combine these two and we get negative 19. Negative 19 times 2 is negative 38. Add those two together, you get 3. We ended up with a positive 6. Okay, so that tells us a few things. One, the sign is not what we wanted. Okay, this was still a negative number, which made this a negative number, and it didn't take away from this at all, so that when I multiplied by this number, it was really big. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try a number that's bigger than 2 to kind of get an idea to see if that's a good strategy to take. So I'm going to try 3, because 3 is here. Oh, and why did I try 2? It wasn't even one of my possible rational roots. So let's try again. So I'm going to try 3. Bring down the 2. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 1 is 3. We're at negative 14. 3 times negative 14 is negative 30, negative 42, negative 1, negative 3. Doesn't work. Okay, so 3 doesn't work. Not what we're looking for here. So let's try another number. Let's try a fraction. Let's try 3 over 2 and see how that goes. Bring down the 2. 3 times 3 over 2 is 3. We're at negative 2. 3 over 2 times negative 2 is negative 3. So we're now at negative 20. 3 over 2 times negative 20 is negative 30. Add those together and you get 11. 3 over 2 times 11 is 33 over 2, which is not a positive 21. But some things to note. This is relatively close to 21. 33 over 2 is 16 and a half. So it was closer than the last guess that we tried. So we've eliminated a couple. 3 over 2 is not going to work. 3 is not going to work. Let's try 5 over 2. I like that fraction, or 7 over 2 rather. Sorry, 5 over 2 is not an option. So let's try 7 over 2. Bring down the 2. We're left with 7. Positive 2. 7 over 2 times 2 is 7. We're at negative 10. 7 over 2 times negative 10 is negative 35. Is that right? Yeah, negative 35. So we have 6. 7 over 2 times 6 is a positive 21. Yep, that's correct. And so we have 0. So 7 over 2 is one of our rational roots. So we like that. Okay, so now let's move these so that I can, oh no. Okay, so now I need to try another number. Let's try... (21 over 2). So if you bring down the 2, this is going to leave you with 21. We're at 23. You're going to have a fraction, 23 times 21. It doesn't look like this is going to work out, so I don't even need to keep going. I can just stop there. Okay, let's try something else, like 1/2. Let's try 1/2 and see what we get. Bring down the 2. You get 1, 3. We're at 3/2. And again, we're going to have a fraction times a fraction, which is going to leave us with a fraction, which isn't going to be -6. So it looks like these fractions are not working out too well for us. So let's try like 1 and -1. Look there. 1 works. We have another rational root. Okay, so now we don't need these anymore, because we're down to a quadratic, and we know how to solve a quadratic. 2x squared plus 4x minus 6 equals 0. This is what this equation has reduced to. So I'm going to erase everything except for the roots that we found, and I'm going to move this up, and we're going to solve this quadratic equation. There's a bunch of ways to solve it. We're going to see if there's an easy way first. Divide everything by 2, and you get x squared plus 2x minus 3 equals 0. Is this factorable? I believe it is. You get x plus 3 times x minus 1, and that works. For factoring, which means x equals -3 and x equals +1 are also solutions. So we already had +1 as a solution once. It means it shows up twice. X minus 1 times x minus 1 is a part of this. So here are our 4 roots: 7 over 2, 1, -3, and 1 again. But we did that using the rational root theorem.